Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. Hey man, is Terence Crawford going to drop that WBO belt? Or is he going to hold on to it and go ahead and defend it against Alexis Rocha? Now, first, like and subscribe. Consider donating to the channel. Listen, we can't blame Terence Crawford for what's happening right now. Now, hold on. I just took it to the stupid. Terence Crawford should have fought Errol Spence. He didn't. He has his reasons. We're not going to get into that. Errol Spence, Al Heyman, there's some things they could have done differently. But the bottom line, right? Some people are going to feel like Terence Crawford is in the position he's in because he created that, right? So I need to make sure I'm mindful of that because I know people get kind of crazy in the comments. But that being said, when it comes to mandatories, I would have rather Terence Crawford be fighting your Danish Ugas. Now, I know Ugas, when it comes to the WBO, I think he's at like number 9 or something. But it is what it is. But Rocha's 22-1, man. He got 14 knockouts. Terence Crawford 39-0 with 30 KOs. WBO made Rocha mandatory. There's nothing at this point in time. Crawford has to do what he has to do. But I'm going to tell you, right? Supposedly the negotiations are in place. But let's understand this. I'm not so sure this fight takes place. Now, it's not because Crawford's trying to duck Rocha. I think Crawford realizes, and I think Crawford may really exercise his super champion status at the WBO, and he may go for Jermell Charlo. But then again, I don't know. And the reason why I say that, right, is because you're going to come now and give Terence Crawford and Alexis Rocha 20 days to bang out a deal before going to purse bid. Let me tell you something. This isn't the whole BLK Prime thing where Terence Crawford getting $10 million for Vanessian. For this fight, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I don't see $10 million being on the table for no damn Crawford. I don't even see $5 million being on the table to be split in a 70-30 split in Crawford's favor. I just don't think Crawford's going to be okay with making $2 million or $3 million. And then this fight going to pay-per-view, it may do all right because Rocha and, a lot of times when it comes to some of the Hispanic fighters, they get a lot of support. But it depends on where they have the fight. Maybe in California, more than likely. But that being said, I don't see Crawford being okay with nickel and diamond. And De La Hoya, since when is De La Hoya known to be paying fighters, 10, 12 million, 8 million? Come on, let's be real. It's hilarious to me. But I will say this, right? For those people who are saying that Alexis Rocha doesn't stand a chance, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Crawford wins. But there's some things I saw when Crawford fought a Vanessian that got my attention. Like the fact that Crawford was getting hit by someone who really shouldn't get hit with, shouldn't have gotten hit by. A guy like a Vanessian looks very good on the mitts, looks very good on the bag. But in the ring, he looked very slow. He was just plodding along. He just looked like he was just totally outclassed. But then Crawford was sitting there, and maybe he was just more or less approaching it as a sparring session. But one thing we know is no matter what's going on with Terence Crawford, if he's taking some shots, right, once he goes southpaw, the fight's over. Anytime Terence Crawford goes southpaw, the fight's over. So with Alexis Rocha, who's a southpaw, and to me, Alexis Rocha, he didn't look that impressive in his last fight, but when Rocha fought Blair Cobb, I was of the opinion that Alexis Rocha was a 147-pound Juan Manuel Marquez. That's how I felt, being honest with you. That's just how amazing Rocha looked. And I just couldn't believe it. I mean, not just 147-pound Juan Manuel Marquez, a southpaw Juan Manuel Marquez. Now, as far as Rocha being able to get those things off against Crawford, look, if Crawford, who's 35 going on 36 or something, if he is starting to age, if he's slowing, when I say slowing a bit, the legs, right, that's what tends to go. if he slows just enough, this fight could be more interesting than what people think. And I honestly feel a lot of people don't know much about Alexis Rocha. We know he lost to Rashidi Ellis, but he was having some success against Rashidi Ellis in that fight. But since then he picked up a new trainer. This man's just been on like a 6-7 fight win streak. So Rocha went back to the lab, made some tweaks to his style, to his game, and he came back stronger. Now, going up against Terence Crawford, look, again, you got to say Terence Crawford's a betting favorite. But I just feel Terence Crawford, right, has had I got to watch what I'm saying, because you want to say Terence Crawford has fought the bigger names, the better competition, which he has. But Rocha's gotten there, man. He hasn't gotten there with anything on the level of Terence Crawford, and he definitely hasn't gotten there with the kind of competition that Terence Crawford's faced. But he's on his way. He's on his way, and I'm not trying to sell Rocha to you, but what I'm telling you is he's more than capable. And sometimes on the night of the fight, you see who rises to the occasion. It can happen. The upsets can happen. We've seen that in boxing. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised. Zab Judah and Carlos Baldomir. Who the hell expected Baldomir to come in there and beat Zab Judah? But it happened. Okay? So let's just have an open mind to this. That it's not the best fighter who wins the fight. It's the fighter who actually boxes the best on that night. And I'm going to be watching to see how Terence Crawford looks from the first round, because I just don't think he can afford to come out there with his hands down, moving slow, taking his time, trying to process data and all the things that he does. I think Rocha's going to jump on him. Now, they haven't firmed up the fight and the contract, so I don't know if they're going to be VADA tested and everything else. But this is something that really, really concerns me, is when it comes to PEDs. Because when I think a lot about that Dr. Usman Sajjad, right? And what he said about UK fighters at the European level, 80 to 90% are taking PEDs, right? Like, that scared me. And to the fact that he came out and went on record and said that and was just laughing about how stupid it is, how stupid someone would be to get caught. It made me think about the Heredias, the Contes, the Alex Arizas over here stateside, right? And I'm sure there are others, but those are the three probably more well-known names. But I'm going to be paying attention to see who ends up in Alexis Rocha's corner. I'm just saying. We know with Oscar De La Hoya, and it takes him back to Cruz Franchon Dezern. I may have said her name backwards. When she fought that transgender, whatever the hell that was she got in the ring with, you see how from the first second of the first round to the last second of the last round, that opponent she faced was just coming on stronger and stronger and stronger, right? She out of Mexico. Not saying all Mexican fighters are on PEDs and stuff, but she tested positive, right, for some banned substances. We know Canelo had the little ups and downs with the Mexican beef, right, which supposedly he was proven innocent. But anyway, you've had other fighters out there who've tested positive for stuff, guys out of the camp of Robert Garcia. So what I'm saying is, with Alexis Rocha, I'm going to be paying attention to see if, in fact, he decides to bring on a Heredia, to see if he's going to make any changes to who he's training with or to where he goes to train. I'm going to be watching that, because the last thing that I want is for Terence Crawford to end up on an uneven playing field. Now, some people out here can sit there and say that, well, Terence Crawford has had, Kinahan in his corner for fights, so his opponents have been on an uneven playing field. To that I say, you know what? I can't even tell you don't take it to the stupid on that, because the fact that his name was attached to that man was involved with Bob Arum and fights over there on Top Rank, I don't think his influence affected the output of any of Crawford's fights, because Crawford was whipping everybody's ass. But I could understand why a person would say that. But for this fight in particular, I'm not really excited at all, because a lot of people are already saying Terence Crawford is a duck. He's choosing Rocha. He chose not to fight Spence. He's not choosing to fight any real competition. He's been consistent with fighting C-level fighters You're lucky if you get him to fight a B- type fighter. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that. But I know he has that WBO belt, right? It's not like with Earl Spence. He has 3 belts. So Earl Spence, the pool of fighters he can fight is a lot more, right? You got 3 different belts. Mandatories can come at you from from either one of those damn sanctioning bodies. If they want to get selfish and stupid, they can hit him with 3 mandatories at the same time from all 3 of those damn sanctioning bodies. But they're trying to work things out. Terence Crawford is a little bit different. He has a very concentric pool of fighters that he has to choose from. But that being said, we'll see when they fight. We'll see what's going to happen. And then we'll see if, in fact, Crawford, Spence, we'll see what's going to happen. But I am telling you, I definitely believe that Crawford could exercise his super champion status. Will he? I don't know. But if this goes to purse bid, let me tell you something. It's going to be a problem because I can't see Crawford. If this goes to purse bid, I can't see Crawford fighting for the 1 million. Somebody picks up the purse bid. I don't know what the minimum will be. Maybe they're going to say 1 million, 2 million. It's never a lot. But I just can't see Crawford getting in the ring for no damn $1 million. 1.5, no 500,000. Like, you can't make me believe that he's going to want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion. But Alexis Rocha is happy, man. Getting mandated now, a mandated title shot against Crawford. So we'll see what happens. But the rumors about Terence Crawford signing to De La Hoya and a multi-million-dollar 3-4 fight deal, that's false. Crawford did not sign to no damn De La Hoya. So don't believe that narrative that people are pushing, right? They're taking it to the stupid. My understanding is Crawford's still his own man, and he's still marching to the beat of his own drum. But I'm telling you right now, I'm of the opinion Crawford may drop. Don't be surprised if Crawford drops that damn belt. If this goes to purse bid, I can't see Crawford, especially if the purse bid is really low. That's what I'm paying attention to. I just can't see it. But who knows, right? But that being said, y'all keep cool. Terence Crawford, Rocha. Looks like that's what's coming. We've been talking about this since April of last year. This is nothing new to me. But at the end of the day, we'll see what he chooses to do. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I'm in the breeze.